Okay, let's start. This presentation is for WEL6935 course project. The title of the presentation is Application of the Internet Intelligent Algorithm in Economic Crime Network. This presentation will be 5 parts. The first part is a problem under the study. In recent years, our world is in the process of establishing a market economic system. The adjusted interest and the reforming imbalance of the economic system result in a large number of economic crime against the national collective property, and of which a large proportion of gun crime have a clear network structure. The occurrence of white-collar and high-tech conspiracy crime have become more and more common, which cause severe trust crises in our society. However, due to the complexity of the international relationship and the randomized of the communication between people, there's still no effective method to deal with the problem. As criminal networks are based on interperson contract, so that it's a kind of the social networks. So we can build a model on the basis to assist correct the criminal cases. In our project, we got a case of a company of 83 person and more than 400 messages sending between them. And the police have found some of them are just the suspect, and some are actually the innocent people. To then here is the question: where the rest of the criminal gangs? So if we want to solve this case, so we need to build a model. This picture is a topological network of our case. The edge between every node is a message sending, and every node can be seen as a singular person. Here is a chart of our network. This means edge, sending, and end. This is the name, each node name. Okay, here's the approaches. At first, we established an optimized multiple linear regression model to obtain a criminal list and distinguish innocent people with conspiracy roughly. To obtain the list, we consider 3 crystal parameters in the network and adjust them to optimize our model. Then we set a constraint equation and exploring the value of the coefficient in detail to find the optimized solution. In addition, in order to distinguish the 2 sorts of the people according to the list, we provide an algorithm to identify whether any of the senior managers are involved in the conspiracy. To get a more detailed division of our network and acquiring net connection in criminal gangs, we established a developed artificial immune model. In this model, we use the artificial immune system algorithm to realize the clustering and minimize spanning tree to divide the subnet. Here is the process of our approaches. In our case, we use 2 models. The first model is the primary model. As our criminal network is a kind of the social network, so it has all the property of the network. Actually, we use the betweenness degree, closeness degree, and the neighbor coefficient. Here is the criminal value of our node. Here, let's see why it can represent the criminal value. The betweenness degree is a measure parameter of the importance of a node in the network, which is the frequency of the shortest path in the network between any two nodes through this node. If the intermediate of the node K is high, it means there are many paths through this node. Obvious, network intermediate degree betweenness degree of each node is varies. So the criminal network edge with more weight value through the node K, then node K indicates the criminal association is increasing active to contract with the other determined criminal. So if more frequency and node K will be a potential criminal. Closeness degree is an important parameter measure of the intensity of the node K and all nodes connected to K. The right side of the equation is just the sum of the value directly connected to node K. Since in the criminal network, the weight of each edge represents the possibility of the crime of this edge. So the closeness degree, if is larger, then the role of this node in the entire network will be greater in criminal, and the possibility that employee are potential suspect is also greater. And the third parameter is the neighbor coefficient. That's a measure of the node K important parameter intensity through the whole network. Because the closeness degree reflects only the node in the entire network is directly connected to the node. But the neighbor coefficient due to the addition of the indirect node, so it can indicate the intensity of the node in the entire network. So the intensity of the better representation node important role in the whole network. So the greater the intensity of the node, and it will play a more important role in the overall crime link in the criminal network, and and this node will be more likely to be a potential suspect. This picture is the whole degree of our network. You can the X will be each person is each node, and the Y is the value. That means the possibility of it will be a criminal. And our second model is our senior model. That's the artificial immune system. Artificial immune is a procedure that antigens simulate cell to produce specific antibodies, and then the antigens select antibodies to ensure they have the best affinity coefficient, including the antigen antibody recognition, cell selection, and antibody cloning. Okay, here is the table of our AS. We can see the antigen can represent the 8 identified innocent people or the 7 identified conspiracy. So we can in our project we will see the antigen as the 8 identified innocent people. The antibody will represent the other people in the network. Antigen simulates the procedure of the antibodies. It will be represented according to the several identified innocent people. We could get all guiltless people or guilty people step by step. In our case, we will get the innocent people. Antigen antibody recognition will be the recognition using affinity coefficient. Cell selection, just the selection. cell selection, the antibodies only the high fit degree with antigen could be survived. In our case, we will be use artificial immune algorithm to select people only higher affinity coefficient with identified people. Antibody cloning the antibody with higher fit degree process produce more antibodies. This is the iteration. People with high affinity coefficient will have higher proportion to select more people according to the AS. So step by step and after many irritations, we got the outcome. Okay, it will be this. This is the outcome of our project. You can see the red name is conspiracy, and the green name is innocent people, and the brown one is messengers, and the green one is conspiracy messenger. Yeah, and with the AS, we can get the subnet of our network. With the subnet, we can clustering the conspiracy. So it's help to find the rest of the criminal. This okay. The last part is the summary and conclusion. This paper represents a model mainly based on the AIS to give a credible result. In this case, the crust of the problem to find an approach to deal with the incomplete and noise data, since we need to make more reasonable prediction with the information available. Therefore, we use a program which is able to analyze the semantic and the text of the content. Considering the problem, we finally established an optimized model based on the combination of the AHP and the artificial immune system to give a qualified suspicion of everybody that meets the requirement. And with the artificial immune system to realize the clustering and minimal spanning tree to divide subnet. This model can be used in the massive data sense and provide a reasonable method to divide any network. Then we analyze the the results show all the identified criminals are listed on the top of the form, while the innocent people stand on the bottom, and it means our model is very reasonable. Okay, here is next we will be demo time. It will be got a little slower. On the time down, we will separate this video.